Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back home again in Indiana. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Beast! I'm YouTube famous now. Available in 2020, the album Dad AF. Rock on, gold dust woman. I have my Team Tree sweatshirt on today. Hi, I'm Peter Monn, and welcome to another episode of Investigative Reports. Today, we're going to talk about the harrowing world of beauty influencers and unboxings. No, but in all actuality, we are in just a second, because I came across a very, what I believe to be a very important video about a topic that I knew nothing about that's happening right now that could greatly affect the world of beauty influencers on YouTube. Not just to mention beauty influencers, but all kinds of YouTubers out there. And I'm like, this is a really big issue, and I can't believe more people aren't talking about this. So I want to talk about that in just a second, because it's such a huge issue. I just can't even believe that more people aren't talking about it. So anyway, before I do, I want to talk about Shane Dawson. Let me put my lip balm on. I broke my lip balm. Look at that. It's lint. Family friendly. So this lip balm, she's done. But this one, I have like 15 more of these. People have been so generous to send those to me. I said, both of you, goodbye. Cannot get rid of her. Anyway, so many people have sent me those, so I have a ton of them, but thank you very much for that. Okay, I saw over on Shane Dawson's Instagram, yes, today is Shane Dawson's 12th anniversary on Instagram. Congratulations, Shane. That is surreal. 12 years on Instagram, right? So he posted like a little clip, I think it might have been from his very first video, or one of his very first videos over there, so go check it out. Back when he was Shane Dawson TV. And then he put up this picture. Here's the picture right here. He put this on his Instagram story. And he said, I might never post this video because I'll get nervous, but I'm going to attempt a makeup video. And then he put, wish me luck underneath there. So apparently Shane Dawson is going to finally do a makeup video like people have asked, you know, and it's interesting to me because he came out with the palette and he did this whole world of the beauty world. It's kind of funny to me that at some point in there that he didn't show, I mean, more than just 30 seconds of a clip, right? So I'll be interested to see this video. I know that he's very nervous. He came out last week, I talked about this in a video, that he said, you know, he's very critical of himself and that he's not sure he's in a place to handle a bunch of criticism right now and things like that. But I guess that's kind of what goes along when you come out with the year's best-selling palette, that people are going to ask for you to do a look with it. You know, and I don't think it's a lot to ask. I really don't. Whether you know a lot about makeup or you don't. You know, I was thinking about this earlier today when I was getting ready to make this video, and I thought, you know, it's like, okay, Jaclyn Hill, she came out with this palette with Morphe, and people are saying, you know, you haven't even really done a tutorial, okay, with this. They were saying that, and that she hasn't done and then she, you know, she did some stuff with it, and then she didn't come out and even talk about the brushes, right? Same thing with Tati Westbrook, which came out with the Blendiful. People were like, you're not really showing how to use it. You didn't do all this kind of stuff, right? So this is not the first nor the last time that a beauty influencer, okay, or somebody that has a beauty product that they are putting out there on the market is asked to do a look. Shane Dawson, he came out with the year's best-selling palette. I don't think it's a lot to ask for people to say, hey, like, did we buy this just because it has your name on it? Or do we buy this because you really are interested in makeup? Show us your passion for makeup a little bit, you know? And this is something that I feel like Shane has been held to a different, you know, standard than other people, because if this was any beauty influencer out there, any other beauty influencer, okay, true story, and I don't consider Shane a beauty influencer, but he is in the beauty world now. He has a palette that is sold and made tons of money, right? Any other beauty influencer that put out a palette that didn't show a look with that palette would literally be decimated. I mean, people would come for them left and right, you know? So I think it's interesting that he has it, and I'm interested to see what he does with this video, you know, or with this video. I think if Shane doesn't want to sit on camera and do like an entire look, one of the things that he could have done that people would have absolutely loved is if Jeffree Star would have sat down with him and shown him how to do a look with the Conspiracy palette and taught him, you know, like, let me show you how to do a look with this and we'll do a look together. I think that would have been really interesting. Or, you know, like I've seen other videos. I think Jeffree might have even done a video like this. I think Shane actually did this video where he did like one half and he did one half and somebody else did the other half or something like that, you know? But to really like, and you know, I've said in the past, past, he could pick out some small influencer out there and really help that person's channel and say, come on my channel, teach me how to do what you do, help me do a look with the conspiracy palette. If he said out there, like, I'm going to pick some random person, you know, a beauty influencer, recommend somebody in my comment or in my thread, and I'm going to pick somebody at random to do a look with the conspiracy palette and teach me how to do it, because I don't know a lot about makeup, right? First, okay, it's totally transparent. Second, it's very innocent. Third, it's like, hey, listen, I don't know a lot about makeup. I'm interested in the world of makeup. I'm interested in makeup, because he said that, you know? Come teach me what you know and show me that. And then it would also be this really cool thing where people would be like, oh my God, Shane's gonna bring somebody on. And if he's wanting to do, you know, more makeup looks because he's so passionate about makeup, that he could do that like once a month. He could bring on some smaller influencer and shout them out and help their channel, and they could show a look that they had done, you know, with the conspiracy palette. I think that would be a really cool thing to do. So I'm interested to see what he does with this video. Okay. So, but congratulations, Shane, on 12 years on YouTube. I mean, that is such a long time to do anything consistently. You know, 12 years is amazing, and he's at the top of his game, and, you know, so congratulations. Anyway, you know, it's going to be interesting to see, I think, as we see a lot of these YouTubers turn, you know, like 12 years, 13 years, 14 years on YouTube, like how much they change. You know, like a lot of these people are entering their mid-30s at this point, they're early to mid-30s. And that's a point of change for a lot of people anyway, to see what their YouTube channels evolve into. If they change, what happens, you know? I've said that the reason why I think a lot of YouTubers of the past, okay, why people aren't interested in their channels as much anymore is because they didn't bring their audience with them, and their audience aged out. So it was like, okay, when you were like in college and you were doing videos and you were talking about, I'm interested in this band, or I'm interested in that band, I'm doing these pranks or whatever, right? Like Tyler Oakley, I've watched consistently for a long time, but he's a good example of this, you know? Tyler Oakley used to do all these videos about One Direction and all this kind of stuff. Well, the people, I mean, he's what, 30 now? So the people that watch his channel in college, they're doing like, they're watching home tours now, you know? They're doing like, they're watching mommy bloggers. They're not watching the same content that they did 10 and 12 years ago, and neither am I, right? So it's like you want to bring the person along for the journey with you and kind of say like, this is my life today, this is what I'm going through, whatever, because I think that's relatable. People are still in love with you, but they want to grow up with you as well. This is one of the things I think that like Jake and Paul and Tana Mojo really need to think about right now, you know, is how are you going to bring your audience along with you? I even think like James Charles, being a younger beauty influencer, I think he's got to really think, you know, like, okay, I have this huge audience at this age right now. Let's say they're between like 12 and 22, the majority of them. How do I pull them with me for the next 10 years so that they stay interested, you know? Like, do I just do the same kinds of things? And for him, it's almost kind of easier, I think, because he's in the world of, you know, makeup and the beauty influencer world and stuff like that. But he's going to have to bring them along for his journey as well, you know? Let me have a sip of my coffee. People keep on asking me if my Starbucks is letting me use my personal cup. No, my Starbucks is just like everybody else's Starbucks. They're not letting me use my personal cup, which I totally support. So, I've got a piece of ice in my mouth. All right. Now let's talk about this very important video that I saw. Actually, at 8 minutes and 32 seconds, I want to post a poll right here. Do you guys even care if Shane Dawson does a makeup look video? Like, yes, you care. No, you don't care. You could care less. Who to care? Or yes, you think he needs to. Because I think those are kind of different, you know? So put that in the comment section below, or put that in the poll and let me know. And if you feel like you need to comment more on that, put it in the comment section below. Okay, I want to talk about this video that I saw yesterday. Karina Kaboom put out a video, and the video was called, I think, Jeffree Star Needs to Clap Back at This. And I honestly think that had she titled it something different, I think it would be getting more traction, because when I started watching this, I was like, what is this about? Like, this is really interesting. Jeffree Star's kind of been out of the drama lately. So when I saw it come up, I was like, what's this about? Okay, so Karina goes in and she starts talking about this bill that is supposed to be being passed, right? For those of you that don't know, there was a bill that was passed, or I don't know, something happened, but anyway, I'm not going to even mention the words on here out of chance of like, whenever you say these things on a video, it's like, it gets, you know, automatically dinged. But there was this law that was passed, okay? Basically that if your content is targeted for not adults, and not, okay, and it's real family friendly, that all of a sudden only, like, it disables comments and only certain kinds of ads. Now, when you upload a video, every time you upload a video, it asks you, like, if you make videos for people that are not adults, okay? Or you can set your channel to like, my channel is for adults only, okay? It's not family friendly. It's basically what you're saying, okay? You're gonna be talking about Misty and her $2 blowjobs. Let's just put it out there like that, okay? So, that all happened, and it was a huge deal, right? Because it was affecting tons and tons and tons of channels out there. It's affected tons of channels. This is still being talked about, right? And literally at the top of your YouTube screen, when you go in there, it's like, there's a huge banner at the top that it asks you that, okay? So Karina brings attention to this article, which I think somebody needed to. Nobody else was talking about it. I hadn't heard about it until I watched Karina's video. So thank you, Karina, for putting this in her video. She posted this article from TubeFilter, which I will link Karina's video, and I will also link the article below. And it's talking about a new law that they're trying to pass that is targeted towards sponsored contact. Woo! It's been a long week already and I just got home, okay? Sponsored content and unboxing videos. And it goes in here and it talks about this Democratic senator he was the one that passed the previous law, okay? The adult viewing only law. And that apparently he's trying to pass this new law, okay? And the new law is talking about that it would make it illegal for platforms to recommend literally any kind of branded or sponsored content to users under the age of 16. And then it goes on and talks about the bill accuses influencer marketing of exposing people that are not adults, okay, to marketing that is inherently manipulative or purposefully designed or disguised as entertainment or other information. And it says they also specifically target unboxing videos referring to them, whether they are sponsored or not, as host selling. Host selling is a formerly popular and now outlawed, not adults, TV practice where an animated or live host would endorse a product during the broadcast and characters from a show would pop up in commercials that played while it aired. The basic problem lawmakers had with TV host selling is that because the advertising involved the show's host or characters, kids could be unaware of it was marketing. Okay, so flash forward, okay? You take somebody like James Charles, who has people that watch his videos that are like, you know, they're not adults, okay? And he's sitting there and he's like, oh my God, I'm like all of a sudden drinking Dr. Pepper. I love Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper is so fantastic, right? They're saying that that could be considered host selling, right? That if he's getting paid for that, which, let's just be for real, okay? In the world of YouTubers and specifically beauty influencers, this whole idea of disclosing, okay, whether it's sponsored content, ads, things like that, has like, there's just not a lot of it. I am so surprised. I was actually just looking at this the other day on Instagram. There was somebody that I followed and they do put hashtag ads sometimes, but I was so surprised. It was something that was so obviously an ad. What just happened to my string there? This string is like Darlene, Jolene, Joe. Oh, my hair doesn't look too bad today, even though I haven't taken a shower yet. I have my meeting tonight, so I gotta take a shower here in a little bit and get ready. But, you know, I was looking at this person's ad, and it was like so obviously an ad. I mean, it was completely an ad, right? Like even it had a code in it and everything, and there was no hashtag ad. And I was like, you totally didn't disclose. Hello, that's illegal, right? And it was interesting because I had put up this thing on Twitter for Manscaped, like, I don't know, it was like a week ago, because they, like, sponsored a post on Twitter. And I love Manscaped, y'all. I talked about it in my vlog the other day, how much I loved, and that vlog was not sponsored. I swear by them all day long, right? And I only do sponsorships of things that I really believe in. Okay. But at the end of my tweet, I didn't put hashtag ad. And literally within like 2 minutes, one of my friends texted me and was like, you didn't put ad on your thing. And I took it down and I put ad up on it because you have to disclose, right? Okay, this is where the problem becomes. How do we know how old somebody's audience is, okay? Like, how do you know that that person watching that video is over a certain age or not over a certain age, if that makes sense? So, I don't know, but I'm wondering how, like, YouTube would get around this. I'm almost kind of thinking that at that point, because it would really, to some degree, it would demolish YouTube. Because what it means is, beauty influencers couldn't do branded content anymore. They couldn't do sponsored posts, which is the majority of how they make money. They couldn't do unboxings. Can you imagine that? They couldn't do hauls anymore, okay? They couldn't talk about their beauty products anymore that they use, if they get sent free or otherwise. And it goes in here and it talks about people that, you know, don't like that. And then it goes in here and it's, so I'm thinking to myself, how would they do that? Well, at some point, it's gonna have to fall on the viewer, right? So I'm almost kind of wondering if, like, there's going to be something that we would have to put on our end that said, like, this is sponsored paid programming content, which there is a thing like that already, right? But if that were the case and you were under a certain age, you wouldn't be able to watch that person's video. Well, can you imagine that for a second? Can you imagine James Charles doing a sponsored video and everybody under a certain age not being able to watch or sign? You know how you have to sign in, like, to watch certain content to not, because it might have too many, like, you know, swear words. Did you be bad and put quarters in the swear jar? But can you imagine how many people wouldn't be able to watch James Charles videos? That means James Charles videos would literally probably would be cut in half viewership, right? It's crazy to think how it would be affected. And, you know, the interesting thing to me is, I don't know, like, I feel like most people are pretty savvy. Why aren't more people being more transparent about what this is? And the thing is, though, is like, if you are a huge influencer, and this is where I think these people know this, and like, you love Tana Mojo so much, right? And Tana Mojo is talking about her, like, perfume in a video. You're gonna wanna buy her perfume just because you love Tana Mojo, not whether or not it's the greatest perfume in the entire world, okay? We know that, but that happens everywhere. It happens, I mean, hell, I have this backpack I bought 10 years ago because Matthew McConaughey was standing on some beach shirtless with this North Face Isabella backpack, and I was like, oh, if I have that backpack, I'm gonna look like Matthew McConaughey. I don't. I know. Don't even try coming for me, okay? I know. I'm almost there. Not really, but anyway, you know what I mean? And we all do it. It's all over the world, right? And so I guess what they're saying is, you know, that if you're not an adult, you can't ascertain whether or not, like, you're being manipulated by influencers, is basically what they're saying. So then it goes in here and says YouTube may not be able to tell which users are certain ages, and it talks about how much they were hit with in this fine for before and all this kind of stuff below. But, you know, and I will link the article below, and then you guys can also watch Karina's video because she talks about it and she has her opinions in there as well. It's so interesting to me, though. Like, it almost kind of seems like, are we headed for the beginning of the end of YouTube? Or is YouTube gonna have to, like, and it talks in here too about, like, memberships on YouTube. Does anybody do those memberships? I haven't seen anybody. I don't watch anybody that does the memberships on YouTube. That's kind of like a Patreon account, but it's not. It kind of makes you wonder, like, are we at the beginning of the end of what YouTube ever was? You know, it's like, everybody's so careful about what they say on videos anyway. Everybody's so careful about how they say things on YouTube. Everybody's so careful about this. Everybody's so careful about that. It's like, you know, when I watched YouTube back in the day, I mean, I remember, like, I always refer to him in this, but I remember watching Chris Crocker back in the day, or Johnny Boy XO too, you know, and I loved her, or, you know, like Danny Noriega, Adore Delano's channel back in the day. And, you know, even when I think about, like, Glozell Green, like, reading, like, the Kesha lyrics, it was unedited, okay? I mean, humor 10 years ago, 15 years ago is not the same humor today. And it's like, I don't know, I guess we think that it's just YouTube back then and YouTube today are completely two different things. And it's like, how do you continue to exist today in the world that we have created with, like, all of this stuff set in place, you know? Like, and I understand what people's concerns are. I really do. I get it, right? I mean, I joke in my video about, like, people that are 12 being like, Mom, I have to have Tana Mojo's phone case. It's $45. You know, I mean, I get it, right? Like, I totally understand. But I don't know that putting a law in place like this is really going to change any of that. I don't really think it is. I mean, we'll just learn ways to get around it, won't we? I mean, you know what I mean? So I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting to see what's going to happen with all of that. But, so let me know what you think in the comment section about that. And I will, like I said, link Karina's video, and I will also link the article. And yet again, not yet again, happy anniversary to Shane Dawson. That's amazing. 12 years on YouTube. It's really inspiring. It's really motivating for the rest of us out there. And so yeah, enjoy your day. And I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.